Peace, family. It's your brother Marc Lamont Hill. We're here on day 99 of Israel's war on Gaza. As promised, I'm going to give you updates every single day about what's going on. And the reason, if you don't know, is because mainstream media is not covering this, or mainstream media is covering it in ways that are radically different than how they should be covering it for a variety of reasons. So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, yesterday was a big day as the International Court of Justice wrapped up its hearings in The Hague. This on Friday, yesterday, South Africa had claimed genocidal intent against Israel, and Israel rejected the charges as libel. Israel made a case. They listed about 5, I would say, fundamental arguments, but probably 8 or 9 substantive arguments that are worth at least engaging. If you want to know what those arguments are, you can go to my channel. Right here on the channel, you can see an article or a video, excuse me, where I shred those arguments up. I basically break down each one and explain to you why Israel's arguments don't hold water in an international court. So that's an important thing here. As people are coming in, please hit the like button. Also drop in your location. Let us know where you're coming from. I'm moving fast because I don't have a lot of time today. It's the weekend, but I said I'm still going to make sure I give you this information because I promised that I would give you this information. So shout out to everybody out there. People like Tasha from San Antonio, Texas. I appreciate you out there. Day 99 we're in, and it's a stunning moment, and so many things have happened. I'm gonna give you some quick updates. In addition to the International Court of Justice, which has now wrapped its hearing and will expect a decision very soon. By very soon, I'm imagining a couple of weeks. We'll find out exactly what the ICJ has decided. In addition, Turkey has announced that it will be providing documents for the case. President Erdogan of Turkey, of course, said yesterday that he thinks that Israel will be convicted in this case. That seems to be the sentiment of many people around the world. But it's important to know that Turkey is actually supporting the South African case by providing documents. Also, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has said that his country does not accept the premise of South Africa's case, and he refers to the accusations against Israel as false. No surprise there. Canada is going to be lockstep with the United States. It's going to be lockstep with the UK. It's going to be lockstep with Germany in supporting the Israeli argument, which is that not only is it not genocide, but that it is frivolous as a case, and that it's libel. Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi has voiced support for the case, and he has said that Amman was ready to submit legal documents and appear in court if the case proceeds. In other words, if this thing keeps going, if they decide to proceed, Jordan is ready. I believe Jordan is not alone in that. As we know, Egypt has said some things. Qatar has said some things. Turkey obviously is on board. Other nations are on board as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. But a couple other quick updates outside of the ICJ. Last night, Israeli forces conducted raids across the occupied West Bank. They stormed homes. They searched homes in Qalqiya City, in Bethlehem City, in Khalil, Hebron, and in Nablus. 3 teenagers were shot dead near the illegal Adora settlement in Khalil, also known as Hebron, in the occupied West Bank. That's according to Wafa news reports. Again, 3 Palestinian teenagers have been shot dead. Every single day that I have given you an update, there are people dead. There are Palestinians dead in the West Bank. Martin Griffiths, the UN aid chief, has said that he was alarmed, deeply alarmed by Israeli statements about plans to encourage mass transfer of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip to a third country. Again, this sense of deep alarm has been echoed even by the United States. Even the United States has said this idea of transferring people is a problem. And of course, the UN aid chief also called for a ceasefire, which again is the global sentiment. He said further that Israel's campaign in Gaza has been waged, quote, with almost no regard for the impact on civilians. And he said that the destruction of northern Gaza has been so severe and so thorough that Palestinians in Gaza might not ever be able to return to the northern region of Gaza. That is crazy, but not surprising. Omar Shakir, Human Rights Watch's director of Palestine and Israel, has told Al Jazeera that more people in Gaza could now die due to disease and starvation than the Israeli military attacks, as the situation in the enclave is catastrophic. So in addition to the tens of thousands of people who are killed, including more than 10,000 children, 1% of the child population has been killed in Gaza at this point. We're now looking at starvation. We're now looking at disease. We're looking at these kind of unlivable conditions that make Gaza not only one of the most unlivable spaces in the world, but one of the greatest human rights atrocities in the world right now. Medical workers in Al Aqsa Martyrs Hospital are struggling to treat patients after the facility ran out of fuel, according to the authorities in Gaza, plunging one of the last functional hospitals, according to Al Jazeera, into the enclave of darkness, and into darkness, and endangering the lives of patients. This is, again, a reminder when you listen to Israel's argument in the ICJ that they are not an occupying power, that they don't control the destiny of Palestinians, that Palestinians and Gazans in particular have controlled their own destiny, and Hamas, even more specifically, has undermined the prosperity of Palestinians in Gaza. All that sounds good until you realize that Israel still has the power, not just to control who goes in and out, not just to control food, not just to control population registry, not just to control travel, but also to control whether or not people can have functional hospitals, to control fuel and electricity. This is fundamentally the work of an occupying power, which then means that they don't have the right to pretend they're not an occupying power and claim things like self-defense in the areas they occupy. This is all part of a broader argument. Israel has also, according to news reports, cut off access to telecommunications and internet access, which makes it very difficult for people to do humanitarian relief. It makes it very difficult for medical workers to operate. It makes it very difficult to find people who are missing. This is the absolute devastation and crisis of what we're seeing in the region. I'm going to do one more quick update, then I'm going to leave you all alone. We're moving a little faster on the weekend, I know, but I wanted to make sure I get this to you. The United States has carried out a new air raid against Yemen's Houthi forces a day after a series of strikes conducted together with the UK. So in addition to what we saw plastered all over the news 2 days ago, there's been another airstrike, another raid against air raid against Houthi forces in Yemen. Again, these strikes not only foment violence in the region, they not only expand negative sentiments against the United States and the West, they also help enable the genocide in Gaza. Remember, the Houthi resistance and the Houthi blockade in the Red Sea is directly connected to the genocide in Gaza, specifically since October 7th. So Biden is effectively bombing the Houthis, which allows Israel to go on again without accountability. Speaking of Biden, his administration has promised to protect shipping in the Red Sea, and he expressed concern over the impact of the Middle East tensions and oil prices. In other words, unsurprisingly, it's like, look, the big concern here is not the condition of Gazans. It's not the conditions of people in the Red Sea. It's what this is going to mean for oil prices, what it's going to mean for American gas prices, and what that's going to mean for American votes. Ain't no coincidence here. And Biden has no signs of letting up. He said that Washington would keep targeting the Houthis if they continue behavior that he calls outrageous. He calls that outrageous, but he has yet to call Israel's killing of more than 20,000, almost 30,000 people outrageous. He hasn't called the death of 10,000 children outrageous. He hasn't called the bombing of hospitals or schools or mosques outrageous. It's stunning. Anyway, family, I'm going to leave y'all alone for today. We'll come back tomorrow with another quick update, but I want to thank you for watching. We'll have more updates later. I'm on the run as well, but please make sure you check out everything we have on the channel, including my thorough 1-hour critique of Israel's arguments in the ICJ. Check that out on the channel. Also, check out my 5 myths about Israel and Palestine that's on the channel, and check out everything else that's on here too. Also, hit the like button, hit the join button, and if you're so inclined, drop us something in the Cash App there to help support the channel. It helps us build the platform, expand the platform, and create new opportunities. All right, family, appreciate y'all. See y'all later. Peace.